Deep in Venezuela's wetlands, the clash between apex predators is a ruthless struggle for survival.
These vast waterways serve as the lifeblood of an ancient, untamed land. From above, the river reveals its endless web, sustaining countless species in harmony. Along these endless sandbars, life thrives in the delicate balance between land and water. Carving through thousands of miles, the winding waterways nourish a vast, vibrant domain. Here on the savanna shore, the jungle gives way to a paradise for peaceful grazers. Intricate river networks feed these vast floodplains, sustaining life across thousands of miles. From ancient forest cliffs, powerful torrents pour downward to reshape the landscape below. These crystal streams carve through ancient stone, creating vital sanctuaries for wildlife. From high cliffs, millions of gallons feed the vast aquatic lifelines below. Across the flooded plains, water carves endless channels through lush emerald grasslands. This complex labyrinth creates the ultimate habitat for South America's most formidable hunters. Deep within the forest, nutrient-rich rivers nourish an ancient and unforgiving ecosystem. As the waterways open onto the savanna, life gathers along the life-giving banks. Beneath this pristine surface lies a realm ruled by patience and power. Deep within the forest matrix, life flows along ancient sediment routes. As the river deepens, dramatic geological changes begin to reshape the landscape. And unstoppable forces sculpt the sanctuary where Venezuela's greatest predators rule. From the ancient highlands, massive cascades plunge into dense vapor, feeding the wilderness below. Carving through dense canyon basin, the relentless torrent shapes the lush landscape. Spilling across ancient red stone, these vital lifelines sustain the untamed habitats beyond. High in the Venezuelan highlands, endless mountain waters flow down toward the vast plains below. During the wet season, the llanos transform into an immense, living aquatic kingdom. Here, every creature relies on the rhythmic pulse of rising and falling waters. On these expansive flooded plains, the world's largest rodent thrives in abundance. Highly social, herds navigate the waterways together in search of rich feeding grounds.
Sustained by tender water plants, they remain alert to the dangers hiding beneath the surface.
Abundant aquatic grasses provide vital sustenance amidst the vast flooded plains. Across hundreds of acres, herds spread out to feed in safety. Together, they navigate dense waterways where danger often waits unseen. Crossing exposed mudflats forces the family to remain watchful for hidden danger. The young stay close, learning to navigate the tricky shallows.
In deep water, their webbed feet turn them into graceful, swift swimmers.
Emerging from the waterways, the capybara herd moves continuously across grazing pastures. Dense beds of floating water hyacinths offer shelter and relief from the tropical heat. Even in moments of calm, constant vigilance is key to survival. Water provides a temporary refuge from lurking predators on the open plain. On land, safety relies on the collective awareness of the entire herd. Together, these social giants flourish in the vast aquatic havens of Venezuela.
Built for life along the water, capybaras dive with incredible agility when navigating their aquatic world.
With webbed feet and dense fur, they move through subsurface currents with effortless precision. Returning to the surface, they remain constantly vigilant in this land of hidden dangers.
With nostrils positioned high on its snout, the capybara breathes easily while remaining submerged.
Social bonds keep the herd safe, providing strength and protection along the riverbank.
Even in moments of calm, constant vigilance is the price of survival.
For the younger capybaras, safety lies within the watchful circle of the herd. Clustering together minimizes risk in a landscape dominated by hidden predators. Nurtured in close warmth, young offspring rely entirely on maternal defense. For young capybara pups, safety and nourishment lie along the quiet riverbanks.
As afternoon approaches, the herd spreads across rich pastures to graze on fresh vegetation.
These quiet feeding moments sustain the social bond of the world's largest rodents.
Across the flooded plains, the herd moves as one, utilizing the safety of numbers. Constant movement keeps them ahead of lurking predators hidden beneath the surface. At eye level, the savanna becomes a dense, unpredictable maze. In the tranquil shallows, gentle giants form quiet bonds with local wildlife.
Perfectly adapted, their eyes and ears stay alert just above the surface.
Through deep channels, they glide effortlessly across the flooded plains. Beneath the murky surface, apex predators monitor every ripple in the channel. Reaching land offers temporary safety in a landscape defined by endless water. Across thousands of miles of flooded plains, life thrives in vast interconnected waterways. Moving in small groups through dense marshlands provides crucial protection against aquatic hunters. Across open fields, grazing brings brief tranquility before land predators emerge. On the tree line, the Llanos' ultimate apex predator begins its silent approach. With senses razor sharp, the apex predator locks its sight onto the target.
Every movement is calculated, every instinct honed for the kill. Quietly patrolling the water's edge, it searches for any sign of vulnerability.
In the dense shadows of the Llanos, silence becomes the ultimate predator.
Perfect camouflage renders even the largest cat virtually invisible. Even in rest, the deadly power of South America's apex cat remains evident.
Even in moments of quiet rest, the apex predator remains endlessly vigilant. A single deliberate step transforms quiet observation into a deadly pursuit. In this raw landscape, power is claimed in seconds along the river edge. With unmatched bite force, the apex predator secures a lethal hold.
Hauling immense weight, it moves the catch far from the water's edge.
In these vast wetlands, dominance is earned with unmatched power.
With the kill secured, the apex predator retreats into cover to feed. As a master of water, it glides silently along the river's edge.
Crossing wide channels with ease. No watery obstacle can limit its reach.
Moving silently through the vegetation, the apex predator stalks the shallows undetected.
Reaching dry land, its immense strength is deployed in a single decisive strike. With a crushing bite to the skull, the cat conquers one of the river's deadliest inhabitants. With unrivaled jaw strength, the jaguar pierces the caiman's thick skull.
Hauling a catch half its weight is a testament to raw power.
Even the river's giant serpent falls prey to the apex hunter. Even against giant serpents, the jaguar's crushing jaw pressure proves overwhelming. Dominance restored, the apex predator secures its reign over land and water.
After the hunt, tranquility returns to the vast plains of the Llanos. In the open savanna, a relaxed predator can become alert in a split second. Escaping the intense noon heat, it retreats into the deep shadows of the tree line.
Silent and determined, the ruler of the neotropics resumes its endless territory patrol.
Deep within the forest edge, every movement is silent and precise. Emerging at the riverbank, the hunter scans the murky waters ahead.
Powerful swimmers, these apex predators navigate the deep river currents with ease.
With effortless agility, the jaguars negotiate the treacherous river rapids.
Built for aquatic environments, they slip back into the river with barely a ripple. Gliding seamlessly across leaf-strewn channels, the apex predator dominates land and water alike.
With effortless power, the jaguar glides silently toward the wading bank.
On the shore, every movement in the water signals potential danger. Across endless miles of winding river, life and survival remain forever intertwined.
Through the heart of the wild, life flows in constant harmony.
These endless waterways nourish an ecosystem teeming with hidden life.
Across these vast plains, every watercourse tells a story of survival.
Torrential rain feeds the tropical rainforests, driving the cycle of life.
Swelling rivers transform the terrain, creating new hunting grounds. As waters rise, the boundary between land and river disappears. As torrential rains swell the riverbanks, the forest floor vanishes under rising floodwaters. Submerged mangrove roots create an intricate aquatic labyrinth, transforming dry land into a predator's territory. Across hundreds of square miles, this flooded wilderness becomes the ideal hunting ground for Venezuela's apex species.
Beneath the calm surface of these flooded forests, a hidden world thrives. Small fish navigate the tangle of roots, oblivious to the apex hunter lurking nearby. Silent and unseen, the green anaconda rises to command the murky shallows. Moving with effortless grace, the giant serpent patrols the silent waterways. Beneath the surface, remnants of past growth linger on the silt.
Every scale is engineered for camouflage and hydrodynamic stealth. Every scale provides crucial armor and traction across the harsh Venezuelan terrain.
In stillness, the giant predator conserves energy for the hunt.
Despite its immense weight, the anaconda vanishes effortlessly into the riverbank clutter.
Even at rest, every scent on the air is carefully analyzed.
A single chemical clue is enough to pinpoint prey hundreds of yards away. Reaching weight unmatched by any other snake, this giant commands both water and shore.
Basking in the intense equatorial sun, the giant serpent conserves vital energy.
Equipped with incredible power, it glides effortless through thick river silt. Unmatched in size, few creatures dare to cross its path.
In the shallow waterways, the giant serpent moves with surprising grace and quiet power.
Every muscle contraction propels its heavy frame effortlessly through the current. From high above the riverbank, the predator waits in perfect camouflage. High above the forest floor, the giant serpent conserves its energy with absolute stillness.
In the murky shallows, its heavy body becomes virtually weightless. Its forked tongue samples chemical cues in the air, detecting prey long before it appears.
Through delicate sensory cues, the apex predator tastes the surrounding air for movement.
In these murky river waters, immense size brings ultimate dominance.
Perfect camouflage blends power with complete patience. Without warning, the apex predator strikes from the murky depths. Its backward curving teeth lock on, sealing the animal's fate in seconds. Massive muscular coils envelop the prey, overpowering it with immense force.
With immense muscular force, the constrictor drags its catch beneath the silt.
Every breath taken by the prey is instantly locked away by crushing pressure.
It is an ancient, perfected killing technique, refined over millions of years.
With immense constriction force, every muscle shift secures the snake's dominance.
As movement ceases, the river settles back into a deceptive tranquility.
In the wild heart of Venezuela, balance is restored by nature's timeless law.
In the murky shallows, the great predator holds its prize completely immobile. Dense river flora provides both camouflage and leverage along the water's edge.
Flexible jaw ligaments allow the snake to gradually consume prey whole.
After a successful hunt, the giant serpent slips seamlessly into the quiet swamp depths. Basking on fallen trunks allows these cold-blooded giants to regulate their body temperature.
Even in repose, every muscle remains primed for instant reaction.
In the shallow, murky waters, the predator waits with patient lethality. When provoked, it delivers an unmistakable signal of territorial dominance. Every muscle move propels hundreds of pounds of raw serpentine power. On land, the massive predator pauses, relying on camouflage to remain hidden. Though cumbersome on ground, its strength allows it to navigate any terrain. Every muscle contracts in unison, driving hundreds of pounds seamlessly forward. Pure muscle propels this massive predator silently across the riverbank.
Beneath the surface lies an ancient giant of the tropical freshwaters. Reaching over 10 feet in length, it commands these shadowy depths with effortless calm. Gliding effortlessly over the riverbed, the giant arapaima navigates the dark waterways of the Orinoco Basin.
Its heavy armored scales provide flexible protection against predators in these murky depths.
Striking crimson hues along its tail mark the ancient river giant's formidable strength. Reaching up to 3 meters in length, this freshwater giant moves with effortless grace. Near the surface, its ancient face emerges through the shimmering sunlit currents. Every bone and scale is built for silent apex hunting in these ancient waterways. Near the sunlit surface, the giant arapaima moves with ancient grace.
Its vibrant red scales mark the maturity of South America's largest freshwater fish.
Patrolling clear, shallow bottoms, it commands the riverbed uninterrupted. Approaching with ancient stealth, the arapaima dominates these dark Venezuelan waters. Its heavy armored scales shimmer like crimson shields beneath the murky surface.
Effortlessly gliding through the river currents, this giant remains an apex aquatic force.
To survive in oxygen-poor waters, the giant fish must periodically breach the surface for air.
Measuring up to 10 feet in length, it reigns as one of the world's largest freshwater fish.
Armored in impenetrable scales, this ancient leviathan navigates the river depths undisturbed. Its heavy armored scales offer impenetrable protection in these murky tropical waters. Releasing air, it regulates buoyancy before descending deeper into the dark riverbed. It glides silently along the riverbed, perfectly attuned to the subtle currents around it. Patrolling the murky shadows, the ancient river giant glides silently over the river floor. Its heavy armor offers impenetrable protection against the harsh realm of river predators. A masterpiece of evolutionary design, shimmering beneath the surface. These ancient giants move in tandem through the silt-laden currents of the Orinoco. Heavy bony plates and crimson markings reveal the rugged armor of a prehistoric survivor.
Flexible yet impenetrable, each scale forms an extraordinary shield against river predators.
In the murky depth of the Venezuelan river, ancient giants glide unseen. Distinctive crimson margins trace their heavy scales, revealing an evolutionary masterpiece.
In clear waters, the immense power and prehistoric grace of this river monster become fully visible.
In controlled environments, group dynamics reveal the true grace of these ancient river giants. Back in the wild waters of South America, their powerful turns command the entire river channel. Careful hands support the colossal river giant, ensuring its safe return to the wild. Handling these armored river giants requires careful coordination and teamwork. Successful health checks ensure the long-term survival of this ancient species. With measurements complete, the giant is gently guided back into the river's depths.
Once released, the giant arapaima glides gracefully back into the murky depths.
Its heavy armored scales offer formidable protection against the river's top predators.
With a flick of its crimson tail, this living fossil disappears into the wild.
Above the quiet rivers, the lush canopy of Venezuela harbors incredible aerial life. These avian travelers navigate hundreds of miles across sprawling waterways and flooded forests. This vast delta forms an interconnected sanctuary where predator and prey meet.
Deep within the river network, every gentle ripple reveals the hidden currents of life.
Carrying nutrient-rich silt, these massive waterways sustain entire wilderness corridors. Along exposed sandbars, life gathers where water meets land. As the great river reaches the ocean, the inland jungle receives its life-giving rainfall. Torrential downpours reshape the landscape, drenching every layer of the dense jungle. Every droplet fuels the vibrant world hidden beneath the emerald canopy.
As seasonal rains flood the lowland forest, pristine waterways transform the landscape into an aquatic sanctuary.
Deep within the labyrinth of mangrove roots, sheltered waters offer a hidden corridor for the delta's most elusive predators. Every twist in these narrow channels brings hunters and prey face to face in the shadows. Beneath the placid surface of the river, tension mounts as predators lurk in wait.
In an instant, the black caiman strikes, disrupting the delicate tranquility of the marsh.
Silent and almost invisible, it patrols its watery domain with effortless patience.
This incredible ecosystem sustains countless predators hidden beneath the sprawling green canopy.
The lifeblood of the wild flows through these winding brown veins, entirely untouched and untamed. As moisture rises from the dense rainforest, the entire atmosphere can shift in a matter of moments. As river currents converge, the force of the water carves through centuries-old rock. These endless waterways nourish vast flooded plains that shelter countless wild species.
As daylight fades over the riverbeds, the wild plains prepare for the night.
High in the Highland peaks, pristine mountain streams carve their way downward to feed the vast river basins.
Carrying nutrient-rich silt, these waters shape the edge of the dense jungle. Out in the open floodplains, vast water networks create sanctuaries for the wilderness. Across the ancient riverbeds, rushing rapids carve through the heart of the Venezuelan highlands. These vast, endless grassy plains draw life from the swelling waters during the wet season. Gentle rains nourish the jungle understory, sustaining a complex network of life. Intricate mangrove networks carve crucial lifelines through the coastal wilderness. As rivers spread thin across open plains, the landscape yields to rising heat. Drought reshapes the earth, pushing every creature to adapt or move.
As the dry season peaks, vital riverways collapse into fractured, sun-baked clay.
Miles of scorched earth stretch across the plains, tested by relentless equatorial heat. Yet just beyond the dry expanse, life thrives along massive emerald river corridors. Navigating deeper into Venezuela's vast riverways, dynamic currents carve through ancient rock. Below the rushing foam, deep channels conceal the unseen hunters of the Orinoco. As rivers merge, nutrient-rich silt transforms the habitat into a bustling lifeline. On the open floodplains, capybara herds gather near the safety of the water.
Moving in unison, they navigate the thick reeds toward the cool river channels. Yet entering the murky waters brings them into the domain of hidden eyes. Along the open waters, the herd maintains constant vigilance against hidden threats.
Every rustle in the surrounding vegetation could signal an approaching predator. Silent, calculating, the apex hunter moves unseen through the dry cover. Near the river edge, a jaguar mother and her young pause to quench their thirst. Every shadow in this forest hides a lethal threat, watching from the brush. Beneath the murky surface, the green anaconda moves without a sound. Every muscle in its massive frame is built for stealth and absolute power. In these shallow creeks, camouflage is the ultimate weapon of survival.
Unblinking, unmoving, waiting for the slightest ripple in the stream.
In the murky shallows, the green anaconda moves with effortless precision.
Every scent carried on the humid breeze reveals the position of unseen prey. Along the bank, another apex hunter begins its silent stalk.
On the open riverbank, a capybara mother keeps watch over her vulnerable young. Moving toward the water's edge, every step brings them closer to unseen aquatic dangers. Beneath the surface reflections, a black caiman patrols the shadows, ready to strike. Lying motionless beneath the surface, the predator awaits the perfect opportunity.
Effortlessly navigating the currents, it moves silently through its aquatic territory. These ancient reptiles share the waterways, competing for dominance along the shore.
Breaking the muddy surface, the apex predator locks its sight on the bank.
Virtually invisible, it waits for the perfect moment to strike. Powerful muscular tail ridges push the ancient reptile onto dry land. With quiet power, the black caiman prepares to return to its watery domain. In these shallow currents, it becomes virtually weightless. Now almost invisible, the ancient predator waits.
Beneath the surface, sensory pits and keen eyesight turn the river into an ideal hunting ground. Using the floating vegetation as natural cover, it waits patiently for unsuspecting prey. Every inch of its armored body is tailored for absolute dominance in these waters.
With sudden explosive force, the caiman launches into the depths.
Beneath the calm surface, the apex predator melts seamlessly into the shadows. Reappearing along the marshland edge, it waits in silent ambush. A sudden threat display reveals the formidable power hidden just beneath the surface.
Disappearing beneath murky currents, it moves without making a single sound.
Every movement is deliberate, guided by millions of years of evolutionary mastery. And
Driven by instinct, the apex predator charges into the water with sudden lethal power.
every movement along the shore is deliberate, calculated to minimize disturbance. Silent and motionless, it vanishes into plain sight, waiting for the ideal moment.
With sudden explosive speed, the apex predator strikes from the shallow bank.
In these fertile wetlands, caution and calm share the same riverbank. Even in moments of quiet rest, awareness never sleeps. In the Llanos, moments of peace are often observed under watchful eyes.
Nothing escapes the gaze of South America's most formidable hunter.
Deep within the flooded shallows, raw power takes immediate control.
Beneath the murky surface, immense constriction turns the river into a deadly trap.
On the muddy banks, the black caiman prepares to enter its domain. Silent and precise, it glides through light and shadow, master of the river. Along the muddy edges, patience is the ultimate survival tool. Crossing these vast waters brings every creature into plain view. On the shore, the jungle's top predator senses movement. Along the water's edge, apex predators move with silent, calculated precision. Concealed within tangled roots, the giant serpent waits for the right moment. With effortless grace, it slips into the dark currents without making a sound.
Beneath the surface, the predator becomes completely silent, virtually invisible to unsuspecting prey. Positioned along the bank, it waits patiently for the slightest movement along the shore.
These vast, interconnected waterways form the pulsing lifeline of the Venezuelan wilderness. Across the vast waterways of Venezuela, life thrives along the sunlit riverbanks.
For capybaras, safety lies in numbers along these open banks.
Yet even during peaceful moments, danger is never far away. Beneath the surface, ancient predators wait for any sign of vulnerability.
This vast network of waterways dictates life and death across the entire region.
Water is the arbiter.
Across Venezuela, mighty river systems carve life through ancient, untamed rainforests. These aquatic highways serve as vital arteries through dense and impenetrable wilderness.
Deep within these canyon corridors, nature and human passage exist side by side.
Deep within the Venezuelan basin, ancient waterways carve life through endless, pristine green wilderness.
Monolithic sandstone cliffs rise like ancient fortresses above the cloud-shrouded jungle below. Across these ancient highlands, an untamed world thrives in complete isolation.
Here, water carved sheer cliffs over billions of years, giving life to vast, untouched wilderness. Mist feeds dense rainforests below, creating a humid haven for South America's greatest wildlife. Under these towering sentinels, an unending battle for survival unfolds every single day. At the precipice of Angel Falls, Millions of gallons of water drop into the void every minute.
Plunging nearly 1,000 meters, it remains the tallest uninterrupted waterfall on Earth.
These ancient islands in the sky shape the weather and water cycles of the entire region.
These ancient tepui cliffs drop thousands of feet into the uncharted wilderness below.
Plunging through high clouds, millions of gallons of water crash into the rainforest canopy. Here at the base, water and light fuel an ecosystem teeming with life. High above the canopy, moisture feeds ancient ecosystems that remain untouched by time. Every trickle of water sustains unique flora perfectly adapted to this humid paradise. Among the leaf litter, native pitcher plants catch dew to survive in nutrient-poor soils.
In these harsh highland ecosystems, carnivorous pitcher plants turn rain into lethal liquid traps.
Yet for specialized local fauna, this extreme micro-world offers both refuge and peril. The endemic pebble toad relies on perfect camouflage along these wet, ancient sandstone rocks.
Sensing danger, the pebble toad tucks its limbs tightly into a rigid, impenetrable ball.
Blending seamlessly into the ancient rock, it waits for the threat to pass.
With unhurried steps, it continues its journey across the rain-soaked plateau.
Every footstep on the slick cliff edge carries immense peril for the tiny traveler. Freezing in place, its dark, pebbled skin blends seamlessly into the prehistoric stone.
A single motion could attract predators, making total immobility its greatest shield.
On these isolated summits, even the smallest creature carries unique defenses against gravity and predators. Sensory receptors flare as the surface beneath it grows slick and dangerous.